The streets of Atlanta might be full of drama, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what just went down in the divorce courtroom between Real Housewives of Atlanta star Porsha Williams and her now-deported ex-husband, Simon Guobadia.
So he had no red flags for you?
He did.
Oh, he did?
He did express them, yeah. You know, it's something when you've been through so much with men lying to you or mistreating you, and you meet someone who looks you in the eye and they say what they're going to do and they do what they say they're going to do, you begin to trust them beyond whatever, and love wins.
This wasn't just a breakup. This was a courtroom thriller with luxury cars, multi-million-dollar homes, immigration arrests, and a man trying to call Donald Trump like he's got him on speed dial. Porsha and Simon's marriage barely made it past the honeymoon phase. Just 15 months in, she was already filing for divorce in February 2024, prenup in hand, ready to make it rain. Simon? He tried to act like he was blindsided, claiming she wasn't honest about returning to RHOA.
Comedy show, and she said absolutely. Then we got the news of, she's divorcing her husband, Simon Guobadia. She went back to her maiden name of Porsha Williams. And I'm very upset at this because I finally learned how to say Porsha Guobadia. Like, you know how long it took me? It took me 15 months to say Porsha Guobadia. One of the reasons why Porsha might be splitting with him is because she also has property. And when you're married and stuff like that happens and the government wants their money back, they go after everybody. They absolutely believe in that, united as one. And Porsha's like, you're not taking my wig money, I'm sorry.
His whole argument was that if he had known she was hopping back on Bravo's payroll, he wouldn't have signed that prenup. Apparently, her reality TV comeback was enough to make him feel like he'd been tricked into gifting her half his empire. But the judge didn't buy any of it. What started as your usual irreconcilable differences situation quickly spiraled into courtroom chaos, ICE detainment, and Simon losing more than just a spouse. He lost a good chunk of change. Let's talk money first, because that's where things get juicy. Porsha walked away with a solid win. We're talking $40,000 per month in spousal support for more than a year. On top of that, she gets to keep the Rolls-Royce Simon gave her during their marriage. That car, still in pristine condition, probably sitting pretty in her Buckhead driveway while Simon deals with time zones in Nigeria.
It feels good, man. It feels good, right? Yo, I'm in the light at the end of the tunnel. Paper stacks, yeah, I got them in the bundles. Harry Potter breaking bread with the muggles. They said I would've made it, now they looking puzzled. Have a blast, let the drinks pour in.
Now, about that prenup. It was crystal clear. If they divorced, Simon owed Porsha big. And the judge agreed. No loopholes, no shady backtracking, just plain enforcement. Simon tried to throw shade by saying the prenup was based on lies. His claim? That Porsha swore she was leaving Real Housewives for good? That she told him, and everyone else, that reality TV was in her rearview mirror. But then, just like that, she popped back up on screen. He called it a bait and switch. Porsha, through her legal team, calmly reminded the court that the prenup wasn't rushed, wasn't pressured, and wasn't based on fantasy. It was discussed, it was signed, and it was real. And it turns out the court agreed. Simon's argument flopped harder than a spin-off series with no reunion episode. The judge not only upheld the prenup, but also ordered him to pay all of Porsha's legal fees. That's right. Every single dollar spent by her team to make sure she didn't get played now falls on Simon. And there's more. That multi-million-dollar Buckhead mansion? It's still technically shared, but Porsha now holds all the cards. She has the exclusive right to refinance and buy out Simon's share before 2027. Until then, he's on the hook for the mortgage and every other expense tied to the house. He owns 50%, but she controls the game. It's like Monopoly, but Porsha owns Boardwalk, Park Place, and the keys to the Bentley. Now, let's talk about the hearing itself, because this part is straight-up TV gold. Porsha didn't even show up in person. She attended virtually.
About to be over, and then unfortunately he had been detained.
So is he? Yeah, I read that he was
soon.
detained. He is detained where?
In Atlanta. He's not Atlanta, but in Georgia. Yes.
When you say detained,
Well,
is he like in a facility?
So he's in a Stewart facility.
Wow.
So our last court date, he requested for it to be in person. I didn't want it to be in person because I kind of knew the climate.
Okay.
Her team explained that she had just landed a job opportunity, which she needed to offset all the unpaid obligations Simon was dodging. The court nodded in approval. Meanwhile, Simon also attended via video from ICE custody. Because yes, he was still detained at the time. And there's another news on the air.
So Porsha, and we're gonna say allegedly, of course, latest victim that happens to be married is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, if you follow politics, Nigerians, you know who this is. This is the current president of Nigeria.
On the other hand, Simon had been picked up by ICE back in February after flying into the US. Since then, he'd been sitting in a detention center 2 hours outside of Atlanta. And it wasn't pretty. He described the food as terrible, the staff is overwhelmed, and the whole experience is something that made him understand why some people give up. He said he stayed strong, but it got dark. Real dark. He claimed detainees were left in limbo. No real updates, no proper communication. Just waiting. He only learned he was being deported 2 weeks before it actually happened. And on June 9th, 2025, he was officially shipped back to Nigeria. But once he landed, he started talking. Not to lawyers, not to his ex, but to Us Weekly. He said he was in good spirits and had no beef with Donald Trump. In fact, he said he felt like he and Trump were similar. Both Geminis, both misunderstood. He even floated the idea of helping Trump's administration. Claimed he had unique insight into how ICE operated and believed he could contribute to reform. Yes, that really happened. He went on to say that he wasn't planning to fight to come back to America. But if the chance came up, he'd take it. Said peaceful protests were fine. Said America encourages reform. Said CEOs like Trump hire the best. It was part press tour, part TED Talk, part public audition for a job that no one offered. But what really matters is that while Simon was talking about Trump, Porsha was closing deals. She didn't have to fight dirty. She had her paperwork, her prenup, and her legal team ready to go. While Simon was focused on TV interviews and ICE detention food reviews, she stayed focused on the bag. And she secured it.
I said, oh, okay.
Back outside!
Now, there's still a chance Simon could appeal. He's got 30 days to make that call. But let's be honest, after the judge sided so firmly with Porsha, the chances of flipping the ruling look pretty slim. Especially since he's dealing with an international relocation and no clear path back to the US. People can say what they want about reality stars. But if there's one thing Porsha Williams just proved, it's that when it comes to contracts, cameras, and courtroom strategy, she knows exactly what she's doing. And Simon? Well, he might still be trying to call Donnie for advice. Meanwhile, guess who's stepping onto the Scottish castle floor this season? Yep, Porsha Williams. And this time, it's not about shade or drama at a dinner party. It's about deception, lies, and maybe even murder. Game murder, of course. The Real Housewives of Atlanta alum is joining the Traitors, and I already know it's going to be chaos in the best way.
The All-Star cast is currently being finalized and filming is expected to begin imminently. And with imminent filming coming soon as early as this weekend rumored, it's also rumored that Mara Higgins from Love Island is supposed to also be on as well. And I think this makes sense because Mara was supposed to be a part of Love Island After Sun, I believe. Now, British outlets have also been confirming that Mara stepped away from Love Island After Sun this year to appear on The Traitors US, and further confirming that the American version always had the celebrity cast and that Mara is quote-unquote becoming a huge star across the pond and her slot on The Traitors is just a part of that. Most devastating news to me though is that Nene is allegedly not going to be a part of Traitors season 4, that she passed it up and now Porsha's going to be there. I don't have a personal issue with Porsha. I think Porsha is a great addition to Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's obviously one of the better, she's not an OG from the franchise, but she's one of the more seasoned vets. However, Nene is the queen and the OG of RHOA, and she's still funny to this day, so I'm really sad that she's not going to be here. All in all though, filming is set to be underway soon for The Traitors US season 4, so I'm just going to wrap this up here. I want to know in the comments how you guys feel about Nene jumping out and Porsha replacing her, in addition to Mara Higgins potentially being on The Traitors season 4. And remember, these are all rumored and speculations until an official article comes out, so take what I said very lightly. I will see you guys in my next pop culture updates video. Make sure you follow so you don't miss all your favorite reality television news and updates all summer long. Bye guys!
Now, let's be real. Porsha's not new to reality TV. She's done it all. Housewife fights, baby specials, family chaos, and even that weird Mars thing. But there's something about the traitors that brings out the messy, sneaky side of people. And I have a strong feeling Porsha's going to thrive in that environment. She may not have done Dancing with the Stars, but she's danced around more drama than half of Hollywood. Before we dive into what's coming, let's rewind and appreciate her wild ride so far. She was co-hosting Dish Nation for 8 solid years. That's a long time to be sitting on a couch with Da Brat, Gary with Da T, and Headcrack, throwing shade and breaking gossip faster than most of us can sip our morning coffee. Then, in 2017, she gave the new Celebrity Apprentice a shot. Arnold Schwarzenegger was hosting it, and even though the show didn't last, Porsha made it to the top 10. That's no joke, considering half the cast probably had no idea what they signed up for. Matt Eastman won, but let's be honest, no one remembers that part. In 2019, Bravo handed her a baby special. Porsha's having a baby followed her journey into motherhood. It was messy, emotional, and honestly, kind of addictive. Fans got to meet little PJ and see Porsha deal with her ex, Dennis McKinley. The drama didn't stop there though. In 2021, Bravo gave her Porsha's Family Matters. And yes, things got even messier. Family dynamics, relationship tension, it had all the ingredients for a reality cocktail, and Porsha didn't hold back. Fast forward to 2023, and she packed her bags for Thailand for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. That cast was wild, and now she's reuniting with Bassett from that same trip. If you remember the tension between them, you know sparks could fly again. Same year, she tried surviving fake space and Stars on Mars. She came in third, only behind Adam Rippon and Tina Shea. Honestly, Porsha in space was something I didn't know I needed. Now, she's walking into the castle on the Traitors, and it already feels like she's bringing the heat. But she's not alone in bringing the Housewives flavor. Dorinda Medley, yes, that Dorinda from Real Housewives of New Jersey, is back for another round. This woman knows how to stir the pot while sipping wine, and somehow still make it sound polite. And she's not the only one. 4 more Housewives alums are joining, though the full list is still under wraps. The rest of the cast is like a pop culture mashup. Olympic skaters Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir will bring their sparkly commentary. K-pop star Eric Nam might charm his way through. Ron Funches will probably make everyone laugh before accusing them of being traitors. Stephen Colletti from One Tree Hill is in too. Yes, he still exists. And just when you think the cast can't get weirder, in walks Michael Rappaport and Donna Kelsey, the mom of NFL legends Travis and Jason. It's such a strange mix of personalities that I honestly don't know what's coming. That's what makes this season feel different. You've got athletes, comedians, reality TV legends, and a mom who basically raised the NFL's version of the Hemsworth brothers. Let's be honest, Phaedra Parks already gave the Traitors a boost in Season 3 by playing everyone like a fiddle, and Sherry Whitfield was right there with her. Now, Porsha's entering the same battlefield. She knows the game. She's watched her fellow Atlanta stars do their thing. And she's definitely going to leave her mark. So whether she turns out to be a faithful or a traitor, one thing's for sure, it won't be boring. Porsha doesn't do subtle. She does loud entrances, bold moves, and dramatic exits. And that's exactly what this game needs. Honestly, if someone isn't crying or accusing her of being the traitor by week 2, I'll be shocked. Buckle up, because this season of The Traitors is going to be part mystery, part comedy, and full-on housewives mayhem. And yes, I'm watching every second. So if you're as hooked on the drama as I am, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and smash that bell. Because when Porsha moves, the tea overflows. And trust me, you'll want front row seats for every messy, magnificent moment. Long live the queen of Bravo chaos.